I'm short. Hello. Less short. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello from UK. Hello from South Africa. Feels weird not wearing headsets, but I'm not talking to anyone else, so I don't have to wear them. There we are. Maybe our cats will join soon. Hello. Hello, everybody. There I am. Celine Dion. That's a great name. Hello, Sebastian. Life is great. Oh, yes. Oh, you guys haven't even seen this yet. You'll never guess what's inside. Magical. Hello from Philly. Hello, hello, hello. Jar Jar Binks Taco Bell cup topper. Yeah, I tweeted about it on Instagram, but my grandma used to work at McDonald's growing up, so I have just bucket loads of McDonald's toys in my basement. So when I go home for Christmas, I went through them. Actually, do you want to hand me the bag of toys and I'll show people?
Sure.
It's in the top drawer over there. Hello. Yeah, how's audio? How's everyone doing? Ooh, it's kind of moody. This light, we put a blue filter. Thanks. It's 10 p.m. here. Whoa! What time is it? Oh, it's 1 p.m. here. What a time difference. Okay. I know. I'm really sad about the video. I'm blue about it. I'm blue abba-dee-abba-die. Yeah. We also, we uploaded it, we checked it, but I guess a lot of YouTubers are getting, late content flags. And I don't know why or what for. Yeah, I got a bag of toys. So these are McDonald's toys that I wanted to bring back to LA with me from my hometown. Apologies for the sound of a bag. So I thought I'd just pull them out one at a time and talk about them. I really have no plan for this stream, if that is not abundantly clear. But if you want to talk about anything, I'm here. Oh, you saw me in a commercial. Was it for paint? I'm still waiting to see that one. I haven't seen that one yet. McDonald's. Okay, so first toy is from the Hello Kitty McDonald's joint. We have a Hello Kitty McDonald's worker. Oh boy. Oh, the memories. I still love Hello Kitty. Ta-da! Your toy man. Is that a villain? Yikes. Yikes on a cracker. Also, I apologize about my bangs. They're really not behaving today, so if you see me touching them, maybe I'll just part them in the middle. Can I do a middle part? My thing's mirrored, so it's really hard to see what my fingers are doing. Okay, we're gonna do this. And no one's allowed to say anything about it. No one's allowed to say anything. Okay, there we go. Look, I fixed it, Mom. Woo! Most anticipated movie of the year. I'm pretty hyped for Cocaine Bear. I haven't seen it yet, though. But I'm very excited for that. I'm kind of excited about. I'm an easy excitable gal. Pretty much excited for any movie, but I'll pretty much watch anything too. I'll have opinions, but I'll watch it. Aw, thank you, Logan. Thank you for liking my bangs, but they're gone now. Cut. One of my earliest memories is me cutting my own bangs. There's a whole section of photos of me as a young child where I have like diagonal, poorly cut bangs. Hello, Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank, as in Oh, did they shoot it in Ireland, John? Oh, that's awesome. I swear, every time I go to Ireland, I have a conversation with someone who is film adjacent, film tangentially related, and I always have a great conversation. When we were in Dingle, our waitress worked at the Film Institute, so we chatted about film. Oh man, I would love to shoot something in Ireland. I would honestly write something just to have an excuse to shoot there. You guys have a great film community. From what I gather. Hello. Live on YouTube, let's go. Is it Frank the Tank as in Thomas the Tank Engine? Spoiler alert, the bear eats the cocaine. Does he eat it? Or does he sniff it? Oh, yes. Barbie movie I'm very excited for. I'm very excited. I was never really a Barbie gal. Not because I didn't like Barbie. I just genuinely liked her friends more. So I would always buy the side toys. I wasn't blonde. I didn't know many girls with straight blonde hair. I had a friend with like curly hair, but I was like, why am I getting the blonde Barbie? I don't know. Here, I'm gonna scoot my chair this away a little. Oh, sorry, I'm kind of blocking my toys behind me. That's fine. Every time? How many times have you gone? I've been to Ireland twice. I did. I went once right after I graduated college with my best friend, neighbor, sister, time of my life. And then I went again right before the pandemic. Perfect timing. Because I would not have been able to go afterwards with my partner. And that was also the time of my life. I love it. I'll go anytime I have an excuse. Have you ever considered, hello Sebastian, have you ever considered doing a video on Del Toro or Clive Barker? No, but I would. I mean, I have probably thought about doing a video essay on everyone that I like at some point. It's more just like about scheduling and I don't know, chasing the high of the movie. But I love both of those filmmakers, or I guess Clive Barker's a writer, but yeah. Did you guys watch Pinocchio? Did you guys see Mussolini, voiced by Tom Kenny? Brilliant. Speaking of movies, do you know the Gam guys, Noah, Heath, and Eli, in real life or only on the internet? A little comme le combi. Mostly on the internet, but I mean, truly, pandemic related, I have been stuck inside for going on 3 years now. I mean, I go out more now, don't get me wrong. I see people. I'd be scraping the walls around me. But yeah, I need to meet up with more internet friends. Mostly I've just been catching up with my non-internet friends. Sorry, I'm kind of behind. Hello, live stream. Hello, Jojo Man. I'm legit. Oh, thank you, Matthew. I do not think that I am the smartest person on YouTube. But I do think I have a perspective, and I like to share it. And so, thank you for receiving it. John says, yeah, every other person in the North has been in Game of Thrones. That's awesome, though. And I'm really surprised that Well, I mean, I guess you guys do have a pretty steady stream of things being shot in Ireland. If you guys have not seen Mandrake on, it's streaming on Shudder, but you should. I had the pleasure of meeting the director a couple months ago. She's lovely, wonderful, an Irish lass. She was out here in LA taking meetings because everyone loved her film, and I think you guys would too. Yeah. Oh, John. Oh, yes, John. I think you've told me that before. We went. We were in Dingle. We saw a lot of the filming locations from The Last Jedi. Lowell says, I'm trying to save money. Going to the movies is so expensive. Yeah. That's why, yeah, I see as many things streaming as possible. Just because it's frankly just cheaper and easier. There are a few cheaper theaters in LA, actually, which is nice. So, you know, we can make things work. But, you know, you can also spend $70 if you so choose, especially out here. There's some very fancy theaters for no reason. The promising, or Frank the Tank says, the Barbie movie looks more promising than the new Nolan movie. That's Oppenheimer, right? Yeah, Nolan's been on a miss streak for me, although, I mean, that one, it's Oppenheimer, right? I'm probably saying it wrong. That one looks more exciting than his works of the past couple, whatever, in my opinion. But we'll see. Prove me wrong. Checkmate. Nolan. Round Table says, tar it up. Somebody nowhere. To what degree do you expect to have to fight with unwarranted copyright nonsense on YouTube? Usually not really. Usually we upload it beforehand, and it is supposed to like warn us if we, you know, technically qualify for like a copyright strike or not. But I'm not the only YouTuber that has said that they've been doing that per usual, and then still YouTube, like hours after you upload it, will suddenly have a copyright strike. So I don't really know what's going on, but I know it's not only me. It does suck though, because I am really proud of this video. Yeah. The only thing I know about the End King says, the only thing I know about Barbie is she's had a million jobs. Absolutely. She can do anything. Just like you, little girl. You can do anything, be anything. Even blonde, if you so choose. Sebastian says, fun fact, Alan Moore in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Volume 3, depicted Harry Potter as the Antichrist. That's hilarious. It's funny, you know, I am a millennial, and I definitely grew up with Harry Potter, obviously, but I also feel like as soon as I was aware of Harry Potter, I was also extremely aware of, like, making fun of Harry Potter. Like, I recently watched Potter Puppet Pals, because I was educating someone older than me about early internet. And, you know, the Harry Potter music, I feel like Harry Potter has always inherently had people saying the things that, you know, we now say about it. I read Lord of the Rings around the same time that I read Harry Potter. And to me, you know, I think the quality is very clear. I also tweeted about this, but I truly, and I really thought that Harry was supposed to be like an unlikable protagonist. 'Cause he's just so unreasonable in most of the stories, and just like unlikable. I never identified with him. So imagine my surprise when I found out that was not the case. Yeah. So, I'm gonna be butchering these names, but I want to be accurate. Paul Lexi says, I was born on a leap day. Am I allowed to call today my birthday? Yes, absolutely. Actually, a girl that I went to college with, Nina, she was also born on a leap day. And so I think I've only known her to have one real birthday since knowing her. Yeah, I think you can just pick a day. I think you can just pick a day. Kevin says, ever indulge in Akira Kurosawa films? Absolutely. Oh no, I lost my place. Oh, I know. I don't. Oh no. How far behind am I? Am I really far behind? Should I just go? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm about to miss some people's questions, so please repeat yourself if you have a question for me. Yes, I love his films. It's very interesting to read about him because I think from a Western perspective, we're like, oh my goodness, what an interesting director with such a different perspective. But from within his own community, people were like, you are far too Western. So I think it's a really interesting perspective. He's a great director. His stories are great. I had kicked around a video essay idea just on perspective in his films and how it changes from his earlier films to his later films. So I don't know if that's something you want to see. Let me know. But yeah, I can't remember what film of his I watched first. Interestingly, though, I did not watch his films in film school. I don't know why. I don't know if he just never came up, or I don't know. I didn't watch it until afterwards. Snape. Severus Snape. You get it, Matt. Okay, just want to make sure. Okay. Toxic Walt says the JK pod is pretty ear opening. I just don't understand the hate she gets. Is it the Witch Hunt podcast? I mean, it's pretty biased. It's Barry Weiss, right? Barry is so embarrassing, deeply and truly. I mean, let's say she is no more bigoted than any other transphobic bigot. Let's be clear about that. She really is a run-of-the-mill transphobic bigot, which is both it's sad because I mean, take it in how much vitriol she spews to say that is kind of the baseline for people like that who are obsessed with gender markers and separation. I've talked about this a lot, but people will like clock me. I'm a cis woman, boring to my core. I'm so yeah, it's really dangerous to be I think giving like concrete ideas about expectations that gender is supposed to uphold, because I don't fit them. I've never fit them. And I grew up Catholic, and there is a lot of gender expectations that I was supposed to meet. I was supposed to be quiet. Wasn't going to do that. I was supposed to be well behaved. Was not. I was supposed to keep my opinions to myself. Will never do that. It is truly just an impossible standard that I, as a full-blown, pale, cis woman, cannot and could never satisfy. So how the hell, can someone expect anyone else to? Same with our expectations for masculinity. I also talk about this a lot. I talk a lot. But I have many, many close friends. My inner circle of friends is I have a lot of close male friends, and we talk about this a lot, about their gender expectations, and how they are also equally impossible, equally unhelpful. Well, I think everyone's talked enough about this, so I'll step off my tired soapbox. All right, sorry if I missed some people again. Woo. Okay, Richard, have you watched the new series of The Mandalorian yet? No, I haven't. But I love Andor. I'm an Andor fan. I love it so much. My favorite thing to discuss about Andor is how much the fashion is from the prequels. I think people don't talk about that enough. All the women are rocking like Queen Amidala light hairdos, and I noticed, and I think other people should be taking notice. Frank the Tank says, leave a like for Maggie's Hair Vape Nation. Thank you. Sebastian says, there's an excellent episode of the podcast, Movie Struck, that nicely covers why the new Dune movie is an improvement over the book. Ooh, I did not read Dune. To be honest, when I first learned about Dune, it was basically when this Dune was coming out. I mean, like, I knew that Lynch had made a Dune, and I knew it was a book or whatever, but woo, did that not get to me as a femme girl who read a lot of like historical fiction. Yeah, I missed the Dune train, Dune hype. Now I'm educated. Now I know what it's about. Sand is just truly my least favorite of all the biomes. So that's really why it didn't get me sooner, I think. But I could believe that for sure. I know that the entire series is technically an effort to deconstruct the white savior narrative, which is hard to do from within. An attempt was made, and I think that's plausible. But I do know most people don't read after the first book, and I don't think you get the full context of that if you stop there. That's what I know. That's what I hear. I still haven't read it though. I don't know for what. Did you see Saint Maud, by the way? No, but it is on my to watch list. A couple friends now have told me to watch it, so you know what? Maybe tonight. Although I do have to work tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. It's on the list. Matthew says, gotta say, Barbie is the most anticipated movie of the year. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. The End King. I'm excited for the scene in Oppenheimer where he goes nuclear. Lowell says, did you see The Fabelmans? I loved it. Spielberg's best movie in years. No, I have not seen it, but from what I read, sounds good. I did watch the scene with David Lynch, and yeah, that's pretty spectacular. Does the YouTube strike test matter if it's private or the video is unlisted? No, it should tell you right away. But as we discussed earlier, I don't know if it's not working. You know, I don't know why it's not working, but that isn't supposed to matter. Yeah. Jojo Man, I'm more of a Percy Jackson head at heart. Yeah, I didn't watch Percy Jackson, I didn't read Percy Jackson when I was of the age. Yeah, I don't really know why. I liked it, like the covers and stuff. I don't think I ever really picked it up. Okay, whoopsies. All right, let's go ahead a little bit. I hate sand. Yeah, you can quote me on that. Sorry, keep getting behind. Yeah, Andor's great. Okay, I'll get you now. Okay, oh, sure. Quinn's ideas. Okay. I trust you, Quinn. If you say Dune is cool, I trust you. I think it is. I mean, from my uneducated perspective, it seems cool. And I actually have not read a fiction book in a hot minute. I have read a lot of nonfiction books. I turned into my dad. So like 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? I think I just want to read nonfiction until I stop, and I haven't yet. I thought it's probably time coming that I will read some fiction and get out of this. Sebastian says, I only have a handful of friends, but they're all women because men tend to prioritize small talk and I value meaningful conversations much more. Yeah, I mean, I have very deep, wonderful conversations with my male friends. But I mean, I was also an early instigator of that. We used to do this thing where we would go out and walk into like a, you know, an abandoned park in the middle of the night, and we would have like really deep talks, and we would, you know, like divulge the deep shit that we were, you know, afraid to talk to each other about. And yeah, I made us all do that. So, but it was a great foundation. I think men, just like women, just want to feel safe and want to feel that they will be heard. And from my experience, sometimes that is not always expected. You know, it's, yeah, I think it's hard to open up when there's been an expectation that that won't be the case, or that, you know, you'll be judged for feelings and stuff. But yeah, people just want to be heard. People want to talk. Dune was a very informative book in my youth. Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm all for deconstructions. Okay, oops. Sorry, my chat keeps skipping ahead, so again, if I miss anything, apologies. Josh, she says, have you seen Skin of a Ring? That movie messed me up. Yes, I did. If you watch May's video, May Leads, you can link the video if you want. I pretty much agree with everything that she said. When I was first watching it, I was like, is this really doing anything for me? And I did want there to be more, I think. And then in the middle of watching it, I was like, this is a horrible viewing experience. And then now basically every night, if I wake up in the middle of the night, all I can picture is that final image of a face coming out of nowhere and asking me what my name is. So I think it made its mark. I will say though, I did not enjoy the jump scares, and I think they could have edited all of those out. But that is just my humble opinion, and I'm not gonna knock the film for that. There's a lot to like. And I'm very down for an atmospheric experience. It felt like an experimental play, I think, that happened to be filmed. So, thoughts on platforms like Letterboxd, gamifying watching, consuming films, and what might that mean for the future of media literacy? I mean, I think it's a great tool for people that want to keep track of what they have watched. Do you want to hand me my movie notebook? For me, I like to write things down analogly, so... Okay. So that is why I made my movie notebook merch. Oh, and actually, I might have done one for Skinamarink. We can read this together. What did I do? Oh, I didn't fill out Skinamarink yet, but, okay, I got Pinocchio. Let's see. Oh. How do I? No. Nope. You can't see it. I used a bunch of cool colors and it looks nice and you can't really, okay. You can see the cover. But yes, so I need to write it down, otherwise it doesn't do much for me. But this is super helpful for me to keep track of what I've watched. I watched so many movies that if I didn't write it down, it just goes into the brain cord and just spreads throughout my spinal tap. And then I'll never remember that I watched it. So there's a link for this. Not that I'm shilling, but if you're like me, I have ADHD, and if I don't write it down with my hand, then might as well not have happened. And I just think it's fun to do. I fill it out with my partner after we watch movies. So I think it can be a useful tool. I also think it's funny when people come across like really funny reviews of movies from Letterboxd. So yeah, I think that way it's harmless. I think there are a lot of other things that are worse for reading, or reading, by that I mean watching, viewing comprehension. But I don't know if that's one of them. Yeah, Sebastian, Andor can be slow, definitely thick on politics. Yeah. So is life, says Will. Jojo Ben, loved your first episode of Unrated. Wanted to comment on the video that I hoped you mentioned Alice Guy's Peretti's escape. You are just escapades. I was like, you're writing words to make me not be able to say them. From 1900, which is the earliest lesbian kiss on film. We didn't talk about that, but there is a wonderful video essay on that. Do you remember? Yeah, it's Nebula. I'm blanking on her name.
Alexandra. Hold on.
We'll look it up. There is a wonderful video essay on it. So I felt like someone else covered it with wonderful hands. But that is a good mention and a good addition to the ones we covered. Yeah, we kind of said for each episode we will mostly focus on 3 films just to like give us, scope. Otherwise, we could just keep going forever. Which I do hope maybe we will get more episodes, which I would love, because I could talk about this topic for literally ever. Toxic Waltz says 85% sure you aced a job interview. Everyone, let's send some good vibes. I hope you get it. I did not write Cody's Skinnamarink joke, but I co-sign it. Whatever he said. Also not a fan of jump scares. Yeah, you know what? Usually I don't mind them. I just felt like this particular film, and with what it was going for, it felt so, yeah, it didn't feel like it was in the tone. But, if I'm watching like teens in the woods, there better be some jump scares. Otherwise, why am I taking the person I have a crush on, and why are we holding hands? Tar is what I want every upcoming movie to look like and feel like from now on. Oh man. I don't know if I disagree with that. I don't know if I agree with that, only because I love things that are different. Different things are different. So, quote John the Duncan. But I loved it. I loved the tone, and I loved the movie. So maybe I do agree. Woo. Okay, my chat keeps jumping up and down. Da la 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 da da.
Can you let people know that the copyright dispute thing means that the video is just temporarily offline, and we should win the dispute, and so it should be available
okay.
in days, up to like a month from now, but hopefully sooner.
Okay. Yes, just to clarify, the copyright strike is temporary, so we are expecting to beat it. And it should be up hopefully sooner rather than later. But it can take up to a month to be back up for people outside the US. So hopefully it's sooner than that, but may have to wait and see, fingers crossed. Delta Road's Pinocchio, I personally saw, as me, who's autistic, as an allegory for being an autistic child in a non-autistic world.
So did I.
Yeah, so did Will. Absolutely. It is my favorite characterization of Pinocchio that I've ever seen. And maybe I think it's the first time he had a personality, if I remember correctly. But I loved him. I loved him so much. John, when did Star Wars suddenly become so political? Yeah. Yes. Some people do think that, don't they? Jessica says, recently watched a Trash Theory video about Misery Business. Your voice by Haley Williams so much. Aw. Yes, I love I love Haley. Also, I love Trash Theory. When they asked me to voice her, I was like, oh my god, oh, that was really fun to do. Hello, Uncomfortable Cat. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, while we're here, I'm gonna pull out some more McDonald's toys. Next, we have I don't know the best place to hold the toys.
I think you just have to give it a moment to focus.
Okay. I'm like a makeup YouTuber? No, that doesn't even work.
Here, put in this behind it.
Nope. I think it's just a kind of weird camera.
It's too.
Oh.
Put it up.
There we go. Dancing Barbie. Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that every time, so if the toys are blurry. Okay. Yeah, so I guess this was in a line of Barbie toys. Barbie did quite a few collabs with McDonald's back in the day, if I remember correctly. Toxic Waltz, do an episode on early 2000s trends of releasing unrated cuts of PG-13 films that included only like one scene of boobs. Yeah, actually, we just watched Jennifer's Body last night, and we watched the unrated version with 5 extra minutes, and I'm pretty sure 4 of those minutes were adults like sobbing about their dead children. So I liked it. Yeah, I thought it added more to the film. Andrew King, speaking of early queer depictions of women in film, I'm still waiting for a modern adaptation of Philibus, the air pirate. Ooh, women sky pirates dressed as a young dandy seductress seduces women, robs for men. Should call my people. Yeah, that sounds exciting. Whoops. Sebastian, given some of the BS Warner Brothers, there's part of me that hopes that DC will get bought out by Paramount so they have the rights to publish Star Trek comics. Comics. I'm a nerd. I can say the word. Yeah, one of my best friends is a Trek head. Yeah, I always send her Jessie Genders videos. She loves Star Trek too. Hello, I just got here. Hello, Avara. If I use a VPN, can I still watch the Tar video? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it seems to be up for anyone here in the US, so.
Some people have said they can watch it with VPN. Some people have had trouble still.
Okay, some people have had trouble with VPN. Some people say that they've gotten it to work with a VPN, so. Good evening from Germany. Hello. I see you're also a Trekkie. That's great. Mr. Satan. Hello, nice to meet you. We go way back. Do you ever look at harassment of creators like Lindsay Ellis and worry it might happen to you? How do you deal with that? Sorry if it's a bit heavy. It has happened. It has happened to me. Never to that level. I mean, the reason it happened at that level is just because Lindsay is so big. Yeah, I mean, I hope to be able to pivot away from YouTube before I like ever reach that type of notoriety on this platform. But yeah, I mean, really one of the hardest things is that when you're, on this platform, it really is just you. You don't have a team like you would if we're talking like, the traditional entertainment routes. And I am lucky enough to have, Nebula to step in and help. So I'm not on my own. And I do have like agents and stuff to take care of it for me on, the professional side. So yeah. I hope not. I mean, people definitely have tried. They've tried their hardest. Yeah. I mean, I also like started on the internet as a comedian. You know, I still am. My background's in improv and comedy. So I feel like I kind of skirt some uh not even I skirt some of that just because I'm able to ha 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 it away. So that's neither good nor bad, neither here nor there. It's just the lot I pulled in life. Hello, Obra. Aw, thank you so much. I love your content. Oh no, where'd your comment go? Sorry, I'm behind, so every few seconds it like my chat catches up. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Aw, you inspire me to do my best and feel that my art has a voice and a place. Oh, if you didn't explicitly say that, well, I am now explicitly saying that. It's absolutely true, though. It's funny because I'm actually a very competitive person, but I'm only competitive if the terms are fair. I love sports growing up, and most things, especially art and entertainment, are not fair at all. So, yeah, why should I feel competitive with a field that everyone's not starting at the same starting line? It just feels, yeah, weird to me. Anyways, all to say is that everyone is an artist in some way, whether it's your job or not, whether yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Ugh. John says, were the Barbie toys when they were paired with Hot Wheels? Yeah, it was usually like Barbie and Hot Wheel. Yeah, the two genders, Barbie and Hot Wheel. Hello, party. Let's go party. There, Trekkie. Do you have the Looney Tune characters that could turn into superheroes? I don't know. I don't think so. At least not here with me now. Definitely not. But I do have the man, the myth, the legend, Bugs himself. Got a big soft spot for Bugs and the tunes. Hello, Apocalypsid. Here to say your Tar Reveal is absolutely stellar. I adore the movie myself. You brought up so many things I didn't see. Hope you're proud of it. Oh, thank you. I am proud. Yeah, it turned out great. And I don't just mean my makeup. Hold on, that didn't turn on good too. Yeah, it was really fun to work on. I didn't even realize until afterwards that I guess like some right wingers watch it and feel validated, which is very funny. But that happens any time a film is critiquing something like this. I mean, they spin everything, so why not spin the very thesis of the film they're watching? Why not? Okay, great. Jojo and Barbie movies have helped me see the appreciation of femininity and helped me embrace my own femininity. Absolutely, Barbie's there for us. I don't think I've made a video on this, but I definitely have my own journey of rejecting and accepting my own femininity. As many people do, both women, non-binary people. When society tells you something's bad, no one wants to be it, turns out. And also, if people tell you that thing is bad, then you're going to be like, well, I'm not bad, so I must not be that thing? It's just severely confusing. But everyone should feel free to to enjoy their femininity, because it's good, actually, to put on my H-bomber guy. Trekkie, never watched Jennifer's Body. Is Megan Fox good in that? That is her best role. It's a fantastic film. I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone. It was so ahead of its time. And now it is a classic, as it should be, as it always should be. Uncle Beard, hello, Uncle Beard. Thank you so much, Data Foxy, for the $10. Thanks for the fun videos. Save Martha. Thank you so much. Good evening from Germany. Do. Sorry, my eyes are not what they used to be. Hello from the Ukraine. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. What time is it there? I wonder out loud. I am working blue. Mattel and McDonald's collaborated back in the day quite a lot. True. Hello, Future Me made a video called "The U.S. Covered Up Japan's Worst War Crimes. Here's How." I implore everyone to check it out. I haven't seen it. Bugs or Daffy? Bugs? All the way? Sorry, any Daffy fans in there, but I mean, what is Bugs without Daffy, though? It's about friendship and community. At the end of the day, isn't that what the tunes are all about? Chaz says, I watched Wings into my intro to American cinema, and at the time just accepted my professor when he said it was just a kiss between homies. Homies. Yeah, again, I was not taught that film in class. And luckily I did go to my education. I did have a lot of queer film teachers. So I would hope that they would have given that perspective, but we didn't even cover that movie. So who knows? But yeah, it was nice to have a queer lens on some of my classes. It was nice. Never watched Jennifer's Body. That was written by Diablo Cody, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Did I ever have a Hunter S. Thompson phase? No, I didn't. Did I miss out? I mean, I know who he is now, but I didn't. My reading list in high school, I love comparing it to other people's because, yeah, I didn't read Great Gatsby. There's a lot of things that were not on my list. Off of Jennifer's Body, I received Ginger Snaps. I have. I like it. I didn't remember loving it, and I don't remember why or if there was any reason at all. Maybe just didn't gel with me. Do you remember Ginger Snaps?
Vaguely, I think we were pretty high.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
like it.
I didn't remember disliking it by any means.
It's really weird, cool, late 90s, early 2000s indie core.
Yeah. It might be just the late 90s, just tonally, sometimes hit or miss just for me personally. But I remember liking it. I should rewatch it. Bugs and Drag is the best Bugs. Absolutely. Yeah. I would watch, well, I say old Looney Tunes, but they were reruns on Cartoon Network with my dad. He would give me the history lesson of which opera song they were singing. Good times. Alessandra, just watch your Tar video. And I just want to say thanks for mentioning the SE Asian location mix-up. Yes. Well, I'm lucky enough my friend Quark was in town, which was fantastic. I love when he visits. We got tacos together at a fantastic taco joint. We had so much fun. And yeah, we talked about the movie, and he was like, well, when I watched it, it was all a little confusing. Yeah, and also me as a Westerner, I couldn't tell where they were trying to set the ending, and I didn't know if it was relevant other than the crocodiles in the lake. I knew that was from Apocalypse Now, but I was like, but the rest of this doesn't seem like it's mean. Anyways, I was very grateful to have his perspective.
Should say he loved the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, yes, and he did love the rest of the movie. But also, I appreciated him being able to have that give that perspective to me. Alessandra said, it reminded me of my favorite lines of the host mentioning, yeah, Marlon Brando film saying that the crocodile survived. What are your thoughts on the quote and tying that into the themes of the film? Well, to me, and this, I did not put this in the video, but Tar is a predator. The crocodiles are predators. Tar survived. She didn't die from cancel culture. She survived. She's in a whole other country, and is able to prey on more people. She's an invasive species. Yes. She should have never been there in the first place. Neither should those crocodiles. That was my read on it. But yeah, kind of like a melancholy, double meaning, kind of depressing, but it's true. I mean, people don't die of cancel culture. Especially someone like Tar. Let's be real. Oh yeah. Okay, jumped again. Oh, thank you, Mr. Staten. Oh, and it goes without saying, but thank you for the great videos. Aw, always appreciate your unique voice and critical lens. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. What incarnation? That'll never not make me laugh. Andrew Klink, I was there too. The late 90s were one of the worst times for Hollywood films. I don't know. I mean, it's just like a very specific look, which I like, and it's just like a pure aesthetic thing. Yeah, I was also like a baby child during the 90s, so it's like, had I been older, I probably would have liked things from the 90s like Daria, but like that was, you know, too old for me. Everything that's cool from the 90s, I was too young for, basically. I will always remember for the 2000, you know, the new millennia, I was wearing a matching outfit to my American Girl doll. So, you know, I wasn't very aware of culture from the 90s, other than people would say that I was Scary Spice, even though I think on paper I'm obviously Sporty Spice. Although I do like Scary. Flip a Chip. Oh, that's a fun name. Flip a Chip. I love the holographic boat tart background. Thank you. I did buy this to take more photos for Unrated, which I haven't taken them yet, but got the cool background. Check. Hanna-Barbera cartoons were fun growing up. I liked some Hanna-Barbera. I took a great class on cartoons. It was about how cartoons reflected basically like political movements of the time. We definitely covered Hanna-Barbera, and that was a very fun week going over their work. Jojamin says, I love lesbian vampire movies, except they rarely have happy endings. I'll go ahead and edit that and say lesbian movies very rarely have happy endings. I think people think that that would just be too happy. Too happy women. Who needs that? Women. And men. But I digress. Oh, Sean. Hey, just become a patron. Thank you so much. Super happy to finally support. Also, just want to say the Tar video doesn't seem to load on the UK YouTube. Oh, yes. Yeah, so we're fighting a copyright claim currently. So you can see it in the US, but anyone outside of the US, it seems, the copyright just needs to clear, which could be up to a month. Hopefully it'll be sooner than that. So we'll see. But if you're a patron, you should have a link for it.
That doesn't work either because they claimed the patron version too.
Okay.
I'll figure out a way to put it up for patrons.
Okay, we're gonna figure out a way to put it up for patrons. Yeah, because they've, We'll try to figure out a way to. We'll figure out a way to get it to you.
Also,
I have to put it on a DVD and send it.
I think if somebody's not a Nebula subscriber, you can't watch an episode of Unrated for free because it's a Nebula original, but you should be able to watch one Nebula video without a subscription, so you
Right.
might be able to watch it on Nebula.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is a good point. If you haven't used your free Nebula video yet, I think everyone gets a free one. You should be able to watch Tar on Nebula for free if you haven't signed up yet.
And I think the link for that is in the description.
Okay, and a link for that is in the description.
Let me see if I did that.
Will's checking that it's in the description.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, it will be
I'll
in the
put it
description.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, it'll be in the chat. Tar had a collective fandom. They would be called the Tar Nation. Yeah. Although I'm glad it doesn't. I feel like, I love a good femme villain, and I think it's really hard not to see Tar in that way. Although people definitely have watched it and been like, but she had some good points. So I'm glad my video could, at least in my opinion, she doesn't, but Apocalypse says oops. Wow. There are 3 things about the 90s: grunge, the indie boom, and rampant fat phobia. Oh yeah. I remember the fat phobia. As a young tween gal, none were spared that terrible aspect of the 90s. Just watched Spice World for the first time, and I'm definitely Baby Spice. Yeah. I love a good baby. I love all their personalities. Every girl needs an icon to look up to. Kind of spice to be, if you will. John says, I do animation and filmmaking workshops with kids and teenagers. It's so much fun giving them a crash course in the history lesson of animation. Oh my goodness. That'd be... I wish I had that as a kid. That's awesome. Sebastian says, how would you personally distinguish realism from cynicism? I feel like people often conflate the two. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think when people say realism, if they are a creator, they're often reflecting their realism. And I think that in turn, many people reflect their own cynicism. I'm not really, I'm cynical in some ways, but also like not really at all. So when I write realism, it's happy and boppy and terrible sad things happen. But yeah, I think it's as simple as that. It's people conflating their version of reality with realism.
I think we may have lost.
Oh. It says excellent connection.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay. We are having slight internet trouble, so if I disappear, it is because I'm magic. And so I'm not coming back. Yeah, I guess that's my opinion on it. And the flip side of that is like if you write something bubbly and fun, then people be like, it's not real enough, and it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about your life. Turkeys and 2 happy women. Yes, please. I'm all for that. I know. Yeah. I feel like because we live in a patriarchal society, and masculinity has been painted as being against be like, if not for the man, all the women would be dead. The flip side of that equation is, I guess, just like women can sometimes just like be happy for no reason. They don't always need to be like up against something for it to be interesting. Like conflict is not inherently interesting. I think that is very gendered idea that we have all just been told is true. So yeah, people will say that two happy women is nothing. But I say that's two happy women, and a boatload of fun. But that's just my opinion. Ooh. Given hello Sebastian. Given the gay guy sidekick trope in rom-coms, I want a lesbian rom-com with straight guy sidekick. That'd be nice. I mean, again, as a woman with many male friends, I love male-female friendship stories because I love them, and that's normal, and it's often treated as not normal. Thoughts on But I'm a Cheerleader? Oh, I love it. I didn't watch it until like a couple years ago. Like I didn't watch it growing up, so it wasn't seminal. I wish I had watched it growing up. But it's great. What am I drinking? It is coffee, and yes, it is a Nickelodeon Nicktoons mug. Did you see the Whale? No, but I was a theater major when that was like a big play that people talked about, and it definitely makes more sense as a play because, you know, just like the staging and stuff, you can get away with a lot more. But also I never loved it. You know, I was like, I'm from the Midwest. Everyone I know is fat. I'm gonna be fat soon. So I don't know what we're saying here. I mean, it was much more interesting to me that that he was queer, and you know, to me that was very, you know, a lot more interesting to explore. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are ways you could stage the play that shies away from the fat phobia much more, but yeah, I did not see the film. I don't know if I'm going to. Yeah, love Brendan Fraser though. I'm glad he's in a lot of stuff so that I can watch him in other stuff. Bye, Apocalypse. Thanks for tuning in. My opinion is realism equals things that have cause and effect. Yeah, aka Ned Stark kicked the beehive and something bad happened. Whereas cynicism is nothing good ever happens. Yeah, totally. That's a good good definitions. Jojo man, Legally Blonde perfectly subverts the trope of the jealous girl over the popular girl, and they become besties. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Legally Blonde. Bespoke dinosaurs are inherently interesting. Absolutely. Brian says, what video games are you playing lately? No, anyone can ask me any type of question. I've been playing, what's it called? Dorf Romantic. Which is fun. It's getting a little, like, you know, I feel like, all right, I get it. I don't want to spend hours of my day playing it. We're playing It Takes Two, which is fun and frustrating to the point where I almost don't like it. But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of it, actually. I haven't really played anything that I loved lately. Those two are fun, though. Thank you so much, Zachary. Love your work. Unrated is fun. Looking forward to more. Personally, I want more bi-man representation in media. Absolutely. I'm a bi-guyish NB in a straight passing relationship, and I can't see that anywhere. Yes.
He'll love the screenplay we're working on.
Oh, yeah. I am working on a screenplay with basically that exact couple situation. I agree. I like by women representation, we get represented, absolutely, and a lot of it's great. a lot of the older representation is pure male gaze oriented, so I don't really count it because it's not for me. But as far as by men, it's hardly any. Yeah. And actually, if people have any suggestions of by men in media, feel free to drop it because it is so few and rare. And especially not by men where it's like a big problem, you know, for them to be bi, you know. And as a bi myself, it's not a problem. It's a gift. Ooh, okay, sorry, I skipped ahead. Hello, Excite Hike. Hello. Love the Tár video. Oh, great. Insight made me appreciate the film even more. Is Tár your #1 movie from last year? See anything else you liked? I don't know if it's #1. I watched a lot of movies that I liked last year. I mean, I pretty much liked everything that I saw. I'm trying to think. Like,
I'm trying to remember what else came out last year. Let me go through my letterbox.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Women Talking, you really liked.
Women Talking is fantastic. If you haven't seen that, I really loved that. A lot of great horror movies came out last year. Barbarian. Menu was good. Mad God. Oh my God, if you haven't seen that. Blah. That's great. Oof. Ooh, my favorite dinosaur. Hello, Zachary. My favorite dinosaur is one that I consistently mispronounce. It is the one with the thing on the back of their head. The like the horn on the back. Yeah. What? Delafa Flea Flam. It is the hardest to say. It's the hardest to say, but I've always loved her. I've always loved her.
Nope and Glass Onion.
Nope. I loved Nope. Glass Onion was really fun. Prey was great. Morbius. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, last year was a stellar year for movies, in my humble opinion. Yeah. I picked Tár to talk about just because I didn't see people. I mean, people were talking about, you know, the things I brought up, but I wanted to talk more about it, and I didn't see I felt like I didn't see enough people talking about it in the way that I watched it. And actually, on my first viewing, I was kind of underwhelmed by Tár. Actually, I like had a friend that I think was like, oh, it's like. I guess I was expecting it to be very surreal, like especially in the third act, and it wasn't, and so I think my expectations were a little off. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then I kept thinking about it, and then I kept thinking about it, and then I kept thinking about it, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and then it turned into a video essay. So I'll just say, some movies are growers and not showers. I have found in my years of watching. Sorry, jumped ahead.
So yeah, people should be able to watch one video on that.
Okay. Cool. Okay, yeah. So you should be able to watch a free video on Nebula if you haven't used it already. So if you're having trouble watching the Tár video, you might be able to do that on Nebula for free. Frank the Tank, would you consider reviewing the Jurassic Park movies, the first one? I mean, probably not. I just don't know what I would add to it other than I had a wonderful viewing experience. My friend Sviat had never seen Jurassic Park, and I was so excited to show him. They had a projector in their apartment, so I was like, great, I'm gonna come over. We're gonna watch Jurassic Park. Your mind is gonna be blown. I can't believe you've never seen it. Within 5 minutes, he was asleep and snoring. And that is not. He is a consistent faller, a sleeper during film. even something as exciting as Jurassic Park. So I ended up watching it by myself next to my friend Spiat while he took a nap. That's my story of Jurassic Park. But yeah, when I pick a film, I usually try to make sure, or I usually try to pick a film that I feel like I'm adding to the discourse. So did you the Batman? T-Rex is great. No shade to T-Rex. He's great. Oh, Barbarian, Megan, The Terrifier. Yes, all 3 great films. The best part of the Tar discourse was by far people on Twitter who were annoyed because they thought it was a biopic and Lydia Tarr is a real composer. Oh no, baby. Who thought that? Yikes. Sophie said I got Citizen Kane vibes from Tar. Yeah. Meteoric rise followed by self-induced downfall. That's about it. What are my personal feelings on Tarantino? Cool visuals. Cool. Fun. I love violence. I love violence. Don't let anyone tell you that I don't like violence. That's wrong. Yeah, we have been thinking about maybe doing a Nope Once Upon a Time in Hollywood video. Yeah, which that sounds exciting. Let me know. Every Tarantino movie, in my opinion, has been worse than the one before it. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel. At this point, he's very much a curmudgeonly old man. I don't know if you've seen any of his weird rants lately, but they're unneeded, unnecessary, and we really don't need him to be talking about the things he's deciding to talk about. Yeah, it's a classic. We don't need you for that, Tarantino, and I don't know why you think people need you for that. Stay in your lane, I guess is what someone could say. Yeah, I mean, Kill Bill's great. Kill Bill's great. And also he stole a lot of direct sequences from other filmmakers. When I think about Tarantino, I think about the fact that it used to be so hard to see films, truly. And it was really hard to see foreign films. And it's from a wonderful place of, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, of privilege to be able to have seen all of the films that inspired him. And just not very many people had that. And he did. So, yeah. I mean, that is why I am excited that we live in a time where movies are a lot, I guess, comparatively easier to come by, and especially foreign films, especially films, that you wouldn't always get to see just, rummaging around in your video rental store. So, someone just walked up and told me that you didn't like violence. Thanks for clearing the air. I love some good violence. I used to be. I was a very sensitive child. So I used to be very, and still, I was very affected, especially by horror. It was just very effective to me. But I felt like violence, action movies. I saw The Godfather at a very young age. And I felt like, for some reason I felt like that was more accessible to me than like straight horror. Now that I'm older, I love horror. But yeah, I think yeah, that was kind of my in to that type of filmmaking. Zachary says, I'd love to see what you think about Mystery Men. I love Mystery Men so much. That was on repeat in my household. Just this past Christmas, I got my sister a Mystery Men mug. I love it. The baby bowler. Eddie Izzard. So much of that movie has aged like fine wine. I love it. I love it. I love it. Jumped ahead. Let him talk. It'll be great for the local content farmers. Yeah, just the thing is, people just take his word as God, because he's a man. I love unlikable characters, but he writes his unlikable characters kind of obnoxiously. Yeah, that's kind of a good way to put it. I also love unlikable characters, and so I end up liking some of his characters, but sometimes, yeah, it's just like, ugh. I also just cannot get over the feet and how he treated some of his actresses. See me after class. How I feel about that. I love violence. I love the Care Bears movie. I didn't know the Care Bears had movies. I did see Skinamarink. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of your favorite too, please. Yes. Again, I didn't see that one in particular until much later in life, and when I was deep into my love of horror. So again, it couldn't be a seminal work for me, just because it happened later in my life. But I do love it. It's pretty great. I'm just gonna show some more. This is an NIK cursor. The Anastasia toys from McDonald's. Yeah, this one kind of beefs it at the end here. Oops. Hope the eyeball goes back in. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Somebody earlier asked about playlists on Nebula. You can let them know that playlists are on the roadmap, so you will be able to make a playlist in the future.
Oh, okay, yes. Someone asked about playlists on Nebula, and apparently it is in development. So should be a thing at some point. Don't know when, but in the future. They're working on it. What I heard. Got some scary Moon Knight man. He was like one of my first memories. Isn't that terrible? I just like remember seeing his face on TV and I was like, I don't think I want to be in this world. I'll crawl back into the womb. Got any favorite comic book writers? I don't really keep up with comic books, to be honest. I read a lot when I was younger, but a lot of them were just my dad's comic books that he kept. I loved Spider-Man, so I read all of his old Spider-Man comics. My dad loved Fantastic Four and Iron Man. And that's why to this day I still have a soft spot for Fantastic Four. I don't think they've ever been done justice in any film. And I don't think it would be that hard. So I don't know what people keep missing about a found family. It was good, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And I don't get it. So that's my hot take. Anastasia was very good. Great vibes. Mac the Night, yeah, no bueno. What's a movie you like better than the book? There's quite a few. I mean, they're very different experiences, but I mean, I think some movies kind of do a really good job of reflecting the book. Can't really think of any offhand. A lot of children's books get better as movies. Harold and the Purple Crayon is a much better movie than it was a book. I think the book was only like a couple pages long. Maybe that had something to do with it. But it's a great book. Yeah. Do I have any feature film projects that you maybe might be working on for the cinema? I do. Yeah, actually. I'm working on the second draft of a feature, and I'm in the process of putting together a pitch packet for another feature. Yeah, I don't know how much or how little to say about them other than they're definitely in my tone of voice, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And they're fun, and they are horror-ish.
If anyone happens to know millionaires who want to fund horror movies.
Yeah, if anyone happens to know any millionaires or plans on being one soon in the near future, I'm sure anyone here in the golden world of Hollywood would be happy to have you on as a producer. Just hit me up. But yes, for a long time, I wrote a lot of pilots, for TV, and there are still some ideas that I think would be, would only work for a TV show. But the past couple years, have been focusing on features. So, yeah, it is exciting to have like a full beginning and middle type situation going on. Oh, Annihilation movie book. I have not read the book, but I think that's a great example. I love the iridescent bubble dome. Stardust. Yes. Have you ever thought about reading and or watching Invincible? I think I have watched it. I've never read it though. Should I read it? Have you considered getting a dog? Yes. They're very insightful helping to critique films. I love dogs. I've never had a dog. But kind of want to wait until we have a place with a yard, just so, they're not stuck in an apartment. Yeah, that's really the only thing holding us back. So, yeah. Right now we're just making do with Snake and 2 cats. Speaking of dog, got a nice little blue skidoo we can do. For the other millennials out there. Do I want Tar to win the Oscars? I kind of don't care about the Oscars. Or at least I don't care who wins. I will sometimes get salty about who is not nominated. Cough cough. Nope. Cough cough. Women talking. I mean, to me, it mostly just speaks more about who doesn't get the attention that I thought should. And as far as winning, when growing up, I used to dress up for the Oscars, and it would be an event every single year. I took it very seriously. I loved cinema. And then the older you get, and also the closer you get in the industry, it's like, it's gonna be terrible traffic, terrible day of traffic. That's now when I think of Oscars, I'm like, well, I can't go past Hollywood that day. It's gonna be impossible. Your drapes remind me of the dormitory scene in Suspiria. Good reference. Good movie. Yeah. Krepos, I just made up that pronunciation, says, there was a recent thread about whether incredibly long edits are more about male ego than good pacing, especially since Tarantino's female editor, Sally Menke, passed. His have gotten unbearably long. I mean, it's an interesting discussion. I think a fun thing about editors is you'll hear this rumor, and someone said this to me in earnest once, that women are better editors because they birth children, and so they know how to. One, that's a fake quote. That's not real. I don't know who said that, but it was not a woman. And really, a lot of times that women are editors is because they have been pushed out of being directors. And it is one of the jobs that they have been allowed to occupy.
Well, it was originally seen as secretarial, so.
Yes, and yes, the secretary aspect of it as well. You're gonna sit there and put these in. You're gonna sit there and snip it in the order that I tell you to. So there's all that baked into it. To me, it's just if a film has bad pacing, that's the filmmaker's fault. For example, I thought the Batman was great, except you could have cut out 5 minutes of every single scene, and it would have been so much better, in my opinion, humble. And I don't know why it, I don't know. At that point, it's just, it's just part of the craft. So if something's off, then get better at it. No kidding. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry if I miss anyone's question. It's purely because my chat keeps skipping up and down. What are my thoughts on Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? People skip the part where Chris Rock said something like really, like, kind of misogynistic about his wife right before he slapped him. It was just like, skip right over that. I did say I loved violence, and I think it's ridiculous that people that are mad about that and will then sit next to a confirmed essayist at the same ceremony. So priorities, people. That's my opinion. I want to be an actor, comedian. There's absolutely no time limit, especially for actors. Especially, that's one of the great things about the craft. There will always be people alive who are your age, period. So there will always be people for you to bring to life, which is great. That's a great thing, especially for women. Oh my god. Thank God for that. Cheshire Cat, would you actually wait? Oh, sorry, I don't know what that's a reference to. Unpredictable axolotl. Do you have an axolotl? They're cool. How do you get so good at essay writing? Just practice or got any good books about it or what? That's a good question. I did have to write a lot of essays in the style that I present them for university. So I do think that helped. Um, or at least it opened my eyes to being like, oh, so essays can be like fun and can be about something that I actually care about. And I think just gave me more confidence in how to support my arguments and make an essay that I was, proud of. But yeah, I mean, I think reading of any kind, really, not even necessarily reading about essays or about films, but I think just reading is a huge help to me as a writer. Yeah, and reading anything, fiction, nonfiction. Hmm.
Talk your ideas out with other people.
Talking ideas out with other people, also huge, 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 huge. For me, I'm sure some people are not talkers like I am, but I am, and it does help. Did I see Elvis with Austin Butler? Did I see Elvis? It haunts me. Yes. I love Boz Lerman, and that was a fever dream that I wouldn't take back. I just truly actually can't believe that it got made. Oh, cool, OmniCloud. No, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the work. Me and Broy would never fight. Or if we would, it would just be the beginning of a film where by the end we're pals. But I do love violence, so checkmate. Do I still keep up with the cracked folks? I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, they're great. Forever grateful I worked there, even for the very short amount of time that I did. Yeah, they're all wonderful. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Francisco. Thank you. How do I feel about the Rod Stewart song? Ambivalent. I mean, because it's my name, I feel like it was my name first. Even though, like, I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure the song came out before I was born. But that's just my skewed perspective of it. Yeah, it is funny, I think, that most of the songs about someone named Maggie May, she's painted as like a harlot, scarlet woman. So I take after the wonderful women before me. Every Baz Luhrmann film also gets worse. True, but it also gets more Baz. And I don't know if Tarantino's getting more Tarantino, which is interesting, but he's definitely getting more Baz Luhrmann. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I don't look 50, because I'm not. I hope I look young and spry, because I am. Oh. Oh, I thought I froze for a minute. Hold on, I'm just gonna check in. How long have we been streaming?
Hour and 45 minutes.
Okay.
Let's make sure to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think I'm gonna talk about what we're working on next. That's fun. So yes, Unrated is out on Nebula. The first episode is about pre-code films. It was very fun. I was very excited to release it. However, the next episode of Unrated, I'm so excited about. It might be one of my favorite things I've ever worked on, written, done. It's great. Again, in my humble opinion. But it's about David Lean and his works and the queer subtext in his films. And I'm very excited to share it with y'all. Just appropriated Southern culture by saying y'all. Although, my great-grandma Mae's from the South, so hence the double name. I guess I could say y'all. Yes. So that's coming out next month. This upcoming month. And then we will also have a YouTube video. Although I haven't decided yet. I don't think. I haven't decided yet what's coming out next month on the channel. So your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, I need to plan the next couple of video essays. I have a working document of like ideas and things that are half started, but as far as making a decision, I have to do that. Have I ever thought about writing a novel? No. I would maybe do like a series of essays. Yeah, I like reading novels. I don't. I mean, if something came, really, I think it's just like on a project basis. When I think of an idea, the idea is first, and then how best to communicate that idea, at least for me, is secondary. So like some ideas I have, that's best as a TV show for this and this and that reason. This idea would be best as a film for this and that reason. I just have yet to have an idea that needed to be a novel. I have very talented friends who are writing and or have written novels, and to me that is incredible. That's incredible. And because I feel like I know firsthand how much work goes into it, that I would be very wary about putting that on myself if it wasn't for a very specific and special reason. But yeah, I'll never say never to anything. I'll never say never. Yeah. I'm also a person that piles too much on my plate, so as soon as I even have an inkling that I could be like, pass on something, I'm usually just like, yeah, Maggie, pass. You don't need that you don't need to add that to your life. So, yeah. And the third episode of Unrated is going to be on Stephanie Rothman, which if you haven't seen her work, I cannot recommend enough. We just watched Student Teachers the other day. Student Nurses. Do you know, are her films like hard to come by?
Some of them are harder to come by
Okay.
than others, but let me see if Student Nurses is
Okay.
Velvet Vampire is often on Criterion.
Okay, Velvet Vampire, you can often get your grubby little hands on. I think it's on Criterion. Some of her other work might be harder to find, but she's great. She's great, y'all. Ugh. Oh, I would write a children's book. I've definitely had ideas for children films, children movies.
Did we lose the stream?
It says excellent connection over there. Okay. See if there's any other McDonald's toys I want to show off. Well, we got a classic. Does he squirt water? No, I think he doesn't squirt water, but he should. And he's not technically a McDonald's toy. I think he was just in the McDonald's toy pile. Oh, we got a little Tommy Pickles. Oh, we got a double Richard Scary moment. Lowly worm. Yeah, maybe I'll save the rest of these for another stream. Oh, and of course. And the baby. Gotta love me. Oh, yes, I'm so glad someone else has seen Student Nurses. It rules. It's great. The Vampire's great too. Yeah. I've read Children of Time and its sequels. I don't know if I have. It rings a bell, but there's a lot of Children Time books. I loved the Half Magic books, and I don't see enough people talk about them, especially in lieu of, you know, the Rowling stuff. No one's talking about Half Magic. Oh, there's like 5 of those books. There's 5 of them. They're all different. They're all wonderful. It gave me one of my favorite names ever, Kip. That was the first time I'd ever read that. I was like, I'm gonna remember that name. Goodbye, Mr. Satan. Oh, Andre! Oh, that's awesome. Andre says, I signed the videos on Joseph Campbell in my directing class. Students love them. Oh, good. Good. I hope they're encouraging more than anything. Yeah, I mean, at least I'm a learner where I like knowing knowing rules, but I also like, you know, I like knowing the limitations of the rules. And yeah, just far too often we take men to be the rule book, the Jordan Peterson, if you will, the 12 rules for life. You do not have to. You don't have to. Well, great. I'm glad they liked it. Oh, I love Our Flag Means Death. My friend Nacho directed a couple episodes. So if you see Nacho Vigolanda in the directed by, that's my buddy. He is fantastic. I love him so much. But yes, that's a fantastic show. And period pieces are really hard to sell, so I'm glad he did and they did. Half Magic is so good. What a great lesson to learn. Yeah, all those books are great. Oh yes, Earthsea. Earthsea is also great. Yeah, I think Half Magic is a little more, I don't want to say kiddish. Earthsea is just more like developed in a way. Half Magic is more grounded in a way, in that it just like takes place in this universe, just slightly different. Yeah, Colossal is amazing. Nacho is amazing, and yeah, go rewatch his episodes of Our Flag Means Death if you need more Nacho in your life. Oh, Sebastian, that sounds awesome. That sounds sweet. Cool. Books versus movies. All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna head out too because I'm getting very hungry. But thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed Tar video. If you haven't seen it, again, you can, if you haven't used your free view on Nebula yet, you can watch it on there if it's blocked in your country. Hopefully the copyright strike will be restruck down sooner rather than later. Still don't have word on that yet. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. And thank you guys all so much for watching. Oh, sorry. I'm sure we'll do another. I want to do more streams. I feel like, I mean, this was really fun just like talking with you guys. I didn't really give myself anything to do. I feel like I streamed again, I would maybe give myself something to do. I don't know what that would be, what that means. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Ah.